Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. So today I was actually supposed to be at a RallyCross. I've been talking about it for a while. I've been planning on going to it for a long time, but unfortunately it got canceled due to weather.
What did you say?
Yeah, I know, a RallyCross that got canceled due to weather because of too much rain. That's kind of crazy. And yeah, that's the biggest drawback of having RallyCrosses, because most of the time they're in venues like parking lots and whatnot that you can't tear up. So obviously with a lot of rain, a lot of ruts when the cars are using like rally tires, snow tires, whatever. So that's like the biggest issue, is with event organizers not being able to come back if they tear up the parking lot too much. But anyway, I managed to use this time for some productivity. Clean my garage. It's always good. But now I'm actually going to be installing a shift light into the car. Alright, so here's the shift light that I have. As you can see, it's not like a normal shift light. It's sequential, so the outside two LEDs are green. The next three are orange, and then the inner three are going to be red, and it'll flash in different stages as it progresses, and it's all programmable through this. So the design on it's really nice. It's really small and thin, and it'll actually be able to like tuck away in there nicely in the dash somewhere, and I won't have to worry about it like getting in the way. And the main reason that I went with this shift light, or any shift light for that matter, is really just for the longevity of the engine, because I don't want to overspin it on my first event or whatnot, not paying attention to how fast I'm revving the engine up, and I would rather use it to shift early rather than shift late for optimal performance or something like that. But install it, it's fairly simple. White, that's just going to be your tach signal, black is ground, and red is a 12 volt switch. So I'm just going to take the accessory switch that I already have for my gauges, and it's going to run off that. Pick up brown, and I already checked my wiring diagram for this car and found where the tach lead is at the cluster, so that'll be easy to pick up off of that. Time to start throwing it in there. It should be pretty quick. Alright, so first thing that I got to do, take off all the dash covers and whatnot to get at the actual wiring. That was probably one of the quickest disassemblies of everything that I've done. I guess I'm pretty good at it, and I don't put all the screws back in. I just put usually enough to hold it all, so like 2 and everything. It's kind of bad, but the interior is definitely going to get pulled pretty soon, so not to worry. Alright, so here is my actual tach lead or engine speed wire, which on a 98 through 2001 2.5 RS, it'll be A10, which is the pin out, and it's the 10th pin across from the top. So this is 1 and this is A10. It's a blue wire marked with a green stripe, and I'll just be piggybacking off of this to actually run the tach signal. Now I just need to find where I'm going to get the power and ground from. Alright, so I'm just going to piggyback off what I used for my gauges. So I ran a ground to the chassis here, and I'll piggyback off that, and then I also ran a hot from the ignition that comes on with the accessory switch. So I'm just going to piggyback off those, solder in this quick disconnect and connect plug that I've got, and run that to the actual tach light. Alright, so got it soldered in. This is the quick connect that I have it coming off of. So obviously red for power and black for ground. And I'm just going to hook those up to the actual shift light. And then from there, just need to tap into the RPM signal and mount it, and it should be good. Alright, got everything soldered up. This connection's good, and I just ran the actual tach signal all the way up here, and now I just need to tap into the RPM signal that's actually going to the cluster. Okay, got it all hooked up. Now I just got to put it back together and see if it works. Alright, so I'm going to actually set this thing. Alright, I'm going to actually go through and set this thing if I can find the button. So set brightness. That looks good. I'm going to hold it for 2 seconds. Hit flash, just let me know it took it. Push it one more time. Alright, I'm going to let this sit at idle for this one, but normally you would hold it at half of what you would want the red line to start at. Alright, that took it, and now I'm going to set the upper limit, and I'm just going to rev a little bit higher than redline so I can actually see what it looks like. Alright, so I don't know what that's going to actually be set at since I was jumping around too much, but let's see if it took it. Alright, that's pretty cool. It definitely looks good. I'm probably going to mount it somewhere around here. Just probably double-sided tape, honestly, because I don't want to like hack up this anymore. Okay, got it mounted where it's going to go, and I just set it to where the actual lights should come on. So at 6 grand, the first set of green lights should come on, and then at 7,000 or 7,100, the lights should start flashing. And then I figure by then 100 or 2 RPMs after, before like your brain actually realizes you need a shift type of thing, and then you shift. So it'll be right there below the red line, and it should be relatively safe for this engine. But the best part about this is I'm gonna go test this out now. Shift early, which might mean I need to change it. I need to actually look and see where the red line is, but the car's pretty fast. Definitely gets my attention, and it'll be nice when I'm actually rallycrossing, get me to actually shift a third. especially with this transmission. I'll probably need it. I wonder if you can hear that huge ass horsefly flying around. Anyway, so on to the install. So if you're gonna be like tapping into your RPM signal like I did, you don't really want to cut it. You can use like snap connectors to like just get into it. All I did was kind of like strip a little bit of the sheathing back and then solder into it. It's nothing that I can't undo really easily, and then just heat shrink over and it would look clean again, and it wouldn't be a big issue with no problem with the harness or anything like that. So if you do install something like that, look into doing that. And then to find like your accessory switch or whatever, just use a multimeter. And this part I am gonna throw in the description. I got it off like eBay or something like that from the UK. There was like no American sellers of a sequential shift light for some reason. The only ones that I could find were like $200-300, and this was 50. So it was great. Just took a couple weeks to get here from shipping. But yeah, just a quick little install video that I figured I'd throw out there. Unfortunately, the RallyCross did get canceled. I was really hoping to do that. It's been a long time. The last 4 events have actually gotten canceled due to weather. We really need to find a better venue for our RallyCross club because this is just not working because with weather. It'd be nice to find somewhere where it didn't matter if it rained, and then you'd actually get that experience of driving in mud instead of just perfect dry conditions every single time. But anyway, if you like what you saw, subscribe, let me know in the comments, whatever. Dislike it, like it. Appreciate you watching my video. Have a good one.